Alright guys, we're in the wildlife garden today and there's some very interesting looking flowers out, so I'll show you round, but I'll show you what we're doing today as well. We're weeding through the borders, so there's this beautiful plant that's just come out. I think it might be some sort of rhododendron. It's got those sort of leaves, very nice indeed. But in this border, I'm going to go through this border and just pull out any weeds and grass and anything that shouldn't be in there, and maybe thin things out a bit. I'll show you what that looks like at the end, and then we can mulch as well. And then Steve's going to clear under this bench where we've got loads of stuff that's grown into the gravel behind him, and then go through sort of this area, just weeding. There's a lot of stuff that the customer wants to keep, but that's a beautiful scene of bluebells in there. Looks really nice. There's some pinks and whites and purples, but there's a lot of weeds in this area, and it's a beautiful plant out up there that we'll show you later, and some big blossom going on. But we're going to crack on with the weeding, and then we're going to mine later. Just weeding through this area, and looking very nice. But I saw these. Ooh, are they going to be irises just coming out? And just look at that bud where it's just coming out. And obviously probably can't do it one-handed, but there is a weed here. Oh, what's it called? It's gone straight from my mind. Daisy or something. No, it's not. But always try and get its full root. It's got that long tap root. Dandelion, that's it. Things just go from my mind. I know what they are. There we go. Nice long tap root. Apparently you can clean it, dry it, roast it, then powder it up, and you can make your own coffee, dandelion coffee. It's meant to be very good for you. There we go, there's some flowers coming out, but that will go into the compost, I'd imagine. And just continuing to sort of clean the leaves out so we can see what's there, and just pulling out these little weeds and making it look tidy. And then I'll be able to mulch this area and show you what it looks like. Just in the compost area, and this middle bit is nearly clear, so we'll pull out some of these nettles and I'll fill that tub up and mulch what I've done already. And then we're going to turf one of these bins into the middle, getting rid of this waste into the bins because it's overflow. And then just over there in between the Daleks is some bamboo I cut for another customer, and I couldn't work out where I'd put it, so there it is. Forgot to take it with us last time, so we'll take that with us and give it to her next week. But yeah, just doing a bit of clearing in the back corner. Cool, went down a bit of a rabbit hole there, chasing all the nettles and bindweed roots, and pulled out some big ones. Even at the back, I pulled this back, and that is a pile just full of nettles and bindweed roots. You can see the nettles can often be quite yellow and the bindweed can be quite white, but they can both be white. Got another tub, pulled 2 tubs back out of this, and this is empty now, so I'm thinking I'm going to put this pile into here. We've got some more wood to build up the sides over there, and then we'll have a spare compost heap, maybe even then turf that one into there. But I'll have to get a wheelbarrow to help me do that. It's a shame they're not sort of more side by side, as if you can see what I mean. But yeah, so let's get moving some compost. Okay, so I've dug this one out into there. It's very clumpy, and I think it must have been some old turf, so it'll need a bit more breaking down and turning over. But it's looking quite good actually, and plenty of space to turn that one into there, and maybe yeah, we'll see at the top bit over there. Anyway, running out of time to mess around with the compost. I'm just going to take this and mulch through. You can see what this is like. This is the stuff at the bottom of that middle one. It's really nice. It's got plenty of sort of sticks and bits of organic matter that are going to keep rotting down with the soil, so that's really good. And then a bit of rotten wood there, probably from the side of the compost. But generally speaking, it's very nice. There's a root in there, and there's been some really good mycelium growth at the bottom. I think this might be some remnants of it. You can see it's really white. But yeah, looking good. It was stone. So I'll show you what I've been up to, and then what Steve's been up to as well. So I ended up spending a lot of my time in the compost heap and digging it out and putting all that waste into the bins. But this is really nice, and a beautiful flower. Look at it. Really, really nice, that one. So there were quite a few things that were pulled out from the turfed area where we were stripping it. And I've just left them on top of the soil for some reason. Must have run out of time last year. So I've replanted a lot of those things, and things like these primroses in there. These irises are beautiful. And then these things, the customer told me what they were, but I don't remember. They're not roses. And then some irises or lilies there, and in there. And I've weeded through, and we've put 2 tubs of mulch down, which was the end of the compost. So it's looking really nice, just from there to there. Just spent a bit of time replanting things, mulching, weeding, and then the majority of the time in the back doing the compost and so on. And then if we have a look at what Steve is up to, he's done a really nice job, and there's some really nice flowers here as well. So that's the patio area, nice and clear. And then there's these beautiful things with some daffodils still, some really late daffodils. Oh, there's a bee. A bee. There we go. Oh, it's a really fluffy looking bee. Oh, I bet you that'll be quite an unusual species. Wow, that was nice to see. So that's where we turfed last year, and then we planted all these just last year under the turf, because that especially keeps the squirrels off. So really nice, little bit of clearing and making room. We can mulch in there, and there's one incredible thing here, and something behind it as well. Look at that. The flower is absolutely beautiful. Oh gosh, and it's one of these things. Oh, I always call these a weed, with that sort of leaf. There's a lavender in there. Look at the flowers. That's a really unusual one, surely. Wow. It's changed my opinion on those. And this in the background with the black spots, beautiful. That's the leaves. It's got quite long red stems that come up. It's quite an incredible looking flower, and these things next to each other are so unusual. And forget-me-nots down there. So Steve's done a beautiful job of thinning things out and weeding through this area and here as well. Really, really nice. Really nice. And there's something up here that I'm absolutely love, and I'd be over the moon if I could work out how to get one for myself. Maybe I could take a cutting or something. I've got no idea what it is, but it's absolutely beautiful. I really like yellow. It's an incredibly established shrub. And then mixing into it is this beautiful thing. Look at it, just starting to come out into flower. That's the first flower that's opened there, right in the sun. And these things, look at them. Can't quite see the leaves on these yet, but I think it's probably a similar sort of thing to that. Very, very nice. The yellow especially being a real bright dash of colour in the garden. And then if I just show you one more thing, well, there's a crabapple tree in full blossom up there, but this is the ginkgo tree, and you can start to see those leaves. Showed you last time they were just coming out. This is the prehistoric tree, one of the oldest species on the planet, around when the dinosaurs were here, and just coming out into leaf. So it's been, oh, and there's two different coloured lilacs here. So this one's a really light pink buds that then turn into almost a white flower, and then behind it maybe the more sort of classic purple colour. So the lilacs are out in full force, and it's kind of nice. This is a hell of a view, because you get the light coloured lilac here, the darker coloured lilac there, and then this blossom from the crabapple tree. So it's a hell of a view of the garden, and a nice little spot that all comes out in flower at the same time. Alright, we better get a move on, but that's it in the wildlife garden for now.